Hello, everyone. I hope you're ready for a slugfest because in this corner we have Queen, and in this corner we have the sly, sneaky Rob Lucci.
違う
Let's begin. Hey, everyone. Welcome back. This is Jimmy from the Iowa Grand Fleet Gaming channel. Round 2. I know it's super delayed with pre-release weekend being a thing. I've been doing a lot of running around, traveling, trying to hit up as many events as I can, get as much product as I can, and seeing how things go, and then organizing our own tournament. So it's been a very long weekend. I'm trying to finish up all the videos I've got, and I've got the videos of pre-release matches if we're interested in seeing that. I'll still upload it, but I understand if some people don't want to see Kid versus Kid or Kid versus Yamato or Yamato versus Yamato. It was a long weekend, and all I saw were those two leaders for the most part. But it was still fun. Got a lot of cards, helped make the next couple of decks for set 6. So, anyways, getting into the match, today we've got Queen on the left, played by Tristan, and Rob Lucci on the right, played by Nick. As I said in the last video, this is our random locals. Everyone gets a random leader, and see where things go from there. Nick opens up with a Spandam, and he's going to take the air door. All right. So he takes the air door off the Spandam search, and I passes over to Tristan, who, as Queen, has no turn 1 play. Usually how that works on Queen. Nick just quickly checking the Queen's leader ability one more time before they get into this long match. I'm sure you can see how long it is just based off the time bar. So Nick opens up with a 5k swing at Queen, and he'll get a 1k out, a Hina. Interesting. And then follows up with a 5k swing from Spandam. The thing that Queen doesn't like is multiple swings. The way I always look at Queen is you always want to try to keep the number of swings down. Unfortunately, I played Queen for a little bit back in set 4 before we moved over to set 5. Tristan doing some thinking here, seeing if he's willing to take that first hit or not, or if he's willing to go down again. It is another 1k out of hand, but that's one card, which I guess honestly isn't the worst. Oh, he gets a 2k out. Interesting. And then Nick Davis will pass turn over to Tristan again, who's at 4 Dawn. As you can see from the time bar, it's going to be a long match, so I hope you have some tea, coffee, pop, whatever you drink, because it'll be a long one. I'm not exactly the most excited to record this, but it is what it is. Tristan will swing 5 into the Spandam, killing it. That's a lot of cards to give out. And then pay 4 for a Sanji. Blocker Sanji, that is. Sorry. And then pass turn over to Nick, who's back up to 5. He has enough for air door. I believe he just plays that down here, slaps that down as fast as he can, helps build board a little bit. Swings 6 with the Rob Lucci, which Tristan will take. No trigger. Okay. Pay 4 for the air door. Rebecca, Soap Sheep. Oh, they're just going over what air door does exactly. And then Hina, 10 cost Kuzan. Oh no. And a Kaku. All right. At least he got something on board, I guess. Paid 4 for a 5 cost Kaku. That's pretty good value, honestly. Nick passes turn over to Tristan. Up to 6 Dawn on the Tristan side. Accidentally knocked one of the cards off the top of his deck, but that's fine. We play for fun around here at our locals. I'll be honest, in this round 2, they will hit time. Just a spoiler alert, which we will then hit overtime procedures. And the winner will be decided then. That's a classic Queen move, I think, honestly. Just hitting time, stalling the game for as long as you can. It's always fun around these parts with Queen in the meta. All right. Oh, my phone was auto-focusing there. I don't know if I was the only one that saw that or not. That was so wild. I don't know if I've ever seen my phone do that. I've seen my roommate's, uh, what's it called, webcam do that, but not my phone. Huh. Oh well. Anyways, Tristan swings 5 with the queen. Nick's got a fat hand. Does he counter out of this? Oh, no, he just takes both. The swing from the Sanji and the queen. Oh, Tristan pays 6 to bottom deck that Kaku. That's not what you like to see. Sorry, I had to get a drink of water. It's tiring around here. All right. So, it's back to Nick. Back up to 7 Don. No board. Queen has just blocked Sanji on board, as we can all see. All right. So Nick is debating whether he swings 5. Oh, nope. Swings 5 into the Sanji. Not a bad play, honestly. Help keep his board as clear as he can. And even if he's planning on killing it, he'll still get something out of hand. But in all honesty, that's kind of what Queen wants, I guess. All right. As we were saying, let's see. So Queen will counter out with a 3-cost Dofi. Nick plays the 3-cost Hina into the Rob Lucci to kill the Sanji. Clears board while still getting a 5 and a 6k body on board. Not the worst play I've ever seen. Even if that Lucci only kills 1, Queen's got to address the issue of a 5 and a 6k body on board, which, let's see, unless Queen's at 8 Don, which he might actually be, that's still 2 3k worlds. That's a lot of investment, but Queen needs to survive. All right. As I was saying at the top of the game, this is all randomized leaders. Everyone got something different. As we saw in the first round, Nick beat Zach on King, or Nick playing Lucci beat Zach on King, and so now he's playing Tristan on Queen. And right now, I think this was a smaller's local. There was only 8. Queen swings 5, gets a 1k out of hand with the oh god, what's his name? The werewolf guy. And then Tristan plays the X Drake blocker. That's just the bigger Dofi blocker, the 5/6. I still think that card is really good in this deck, honestly. I think that card's good in general, but not a lot of decks play blue other than Sakazuki, and Sakazuki is pure navy. So he's setting the top cards of his deck. Gonna figure out what he wants exactly set out the way he wants it. Puts it back. Pays 3 for a Hina. And then I believe he passes turn. So Nick goes to 9 down on board. And as you can see, there's a bit of cutting. There's a decent amount of thinking from these players, so I wanted to cut out some of the dead air. Nick swings 7 with the character Rob Lucci. Tristan either needs to give 2 cards or take the life. And or block. I always forget. Block in a 2K. I forgot that, even though I was just talking about it, I forgot that X-Drake is a blocker. A 6K blocker. That's good. So Nick's going to swing 6 into the 6K blocker. Gets a 1K out. Now Nick's thinking. Counting out his Don. Seeing out if he can plan out the turn he wants. He'll swing 7 into the X-Drake one more time. He really doesn't want that on board. He'll finally get it after 3 swings. Pay 5, and then pass turn. Yep, pass turn. It's not bad. He's got a 4-6, a 3-5, and a 5-7. That's a board to be staring down, honestly. All right. So back over to Tristan at 10 Don. He's got a Hina on board and his leader facing down quite the opponent's board, honestly. But I think, yep, he swings 5 into the Hina with Hina. Jesus. Isn't that quite the action? Nick doing a little bit of thinking. Is it worth saving? Because he's still got, Tristan's still got the queen swing, which could go anywhere. Yep. So he'll get the Hina. After a little bit of rearranging, he'll swing 8 into the Rob Lucci. Now this is the problem child here. Does he save the Rob Lucci? I do wonder if there's a world where Nick Davis saves that first Hina swing and where that would have gone with the queen swing. This is a tough choice because he definitely has the counter to save the Rob Lucci, and there's no more swings coming, but it could also just be a red rock, which it looks like it's going to be. Yep. Nick knew what was coming. That's why I do wonder if there is a world where he saves one of those, but who knows. So, back over to Rob Lucci, seeing what he can do. He's going to swing 6 into the Hina, get that off board instantly. Looks like he's going to pay 5 for a Kaku. Nope, for a blue now. Attach the Don onto it. Now he has a 5-6 blocker that on KO can bring out a 4-cost CP agent from the graveyard, I believe. Or is it 3? Oh, God. These cards, it feels like it's been so long. These throwback tournaments are so much fun, but holy God, there's so much cards that I just haven't seen for a long time. All right, back over to Tristan. Gonna draw for turn. He's got 3 cards in hand, it looks like. All right. So mapping out his turn. He probably wants to circumvent that that Bluno from actually getting value. So ideally, he would bottom deck it somehow. Yep. Get the Mihawk off and then swing 6. Which will probably get a 2K. Yep, 2K Khalifa out of hand. And then pass back over to Nick. All right. As I was saying, thanks for everyone who's subscribing and watching the videos. I know I'm very sporadic with uploading right now. It's just with the end of a set and the beginning of a new set, all the pre-release stuff gets very hectic and crazy. And I'm just working on making sure we can get everyone to where they need to go and get the product that they need. Nick's going to open up with a 6K swing, which gets a 2K Beige out of hand. He's going to pay 1 to Ice Age the Mihawk. Pay 3 for a Hina to bring it down to 0. And then pay 5 for a Kaku. Oh my. He went from 0 board facing down a Mihawk to 2 on board and no more Mihawk. And that's the battle of this deck, it seems. These two decks against one another is just who can keep the opponent's board as clear as they can. So, I definitely see a Yamato in hand, which he's going to slam down. Yep, killing Kaku, because they are at a total of 5. And then he's going to swing 6, gaining another life. Oh boy, this is not what you like to see. Which Nick will take. Is there a trigger? Oh, he's checking the hand, seeing what's there. He's going to Soap Sheep trigger, which makes him discard his 2K in hand. That's kind of funny. So this is the issue, is Queen just slams big bodies, wants 8s and 9s, 9 cost bodies. Black eventually starts running out. Nick swings 7 with Hina, which I think is a bit of a misplay because he knows Tristan has no cards in hand. He thinks about it, and Tristan even brings it up as to why Nick's even playing Don on it. So he's going to run it back. Like I said, we play for fun. And I genuinely think that this is where it's unfortunate because he's going to probably end up swinging 5 with the Lucci, which if he had 10 Don out, I think he has 2 5-cost characters in hand, so he could have just built a board. So he's going to swing 5 with Lucci, which either Tristan has to block or take. Nick has 4 cards in hand with 8 Don up. Tristan blocks. Now I remember specifically I was talking with Nick while they were playing this turn right here, and I said, "Are you going to leader effect?" And he said, "No, because he needs all the cards in hand." So he's going to play the 5/7, which I still am forgetting the name of. Sorry, bad YouTuber here. Still new to everything. Let's see what Tristan does here. He's separating 2 Don. He swings 7 into the Hina, gaining a life. And he's got 8 Don up, which is perfect 8-drop category. I believe his 8-drop category here. I think he 8-drop categories Nick's Jabra. That's his name. He 8-drops categories Jabra. At least that's what I would do. It's a grind fest. Yep. Played it upside down for a second there, but that's fine. Now he's debating whether he wants it on the top or the bottom of Nick's life, which I think he ultimately decides on bottom. Yep. Which is good because if he just put it on top and then swung into Nick, he gets Jabra out on board again, which is a 5/7, which is very unfortunate. Tristan swings 9 with the Yamato. Nick takes and no counter, no trigger, and passes turn over to Nick. Like I was saying, this is a bit of a long match. A lot of thinking. We are very thinking players at our locals, so there's a lot of debate on what's the right move, what's the wrong move, when to use leader ability. I think, though, the big thing here is that Tristan passed with arrested Yamato, no blockers, and no cards in hand. That's just a free kill, I believe. 4 Don, I guess. Not necessarily free. But, yep. Attaches 4, swings into Yamato, kills it. Pays 5 for the Bluno and attaches a Don, so he is a blocker and is active. And then passes turn. Like I said, this is a bit of a slugfest. There's a lot of life going down and then right back up, and then just a lot of swings. Tristan is going to attach 3. Oh, no, pay 3 for the beige to then swing with leader ability. Right now, I remember they're debating why, or Nick asked why he's doing it, and Tristan even brings up, he's like, to just use leader ability to gain another life, which is just nutty. He'll be at no cards in hand, but he's going to be at 5 life for a 4 life leader. And if that isn't nutty, I don't know what is. So he's going to swing 10k, sorry. Which, yep, gets the 5th life. No. Which Nick takes. I wonder if there's a world that he probably should have blocked and got something out, because with no cards in hand, there's a world that Tristan just doesn't swing with Cat. And hindsight's 2020, and honestly, after editing this whole video and seeing it, I know how things play out. So I sound smarter than someone who's just living in the moment, because in all honesty, if I was in Nick's position, I probably would have done the same, but even dumber. So I'm a player, but I'm not very good. I just play for fun. I'm not bad. I just get in my own head more than anything. So Tristan will pass 2 Don up, no cards in hand, 5 life, back over to Nick, who has a Blue No on board and his leader and 10 Don. So I think he's gonna open with the Spandam. Yep. Kumadori, Khalifa, Rebecca. That's not what you want to see. That's definitely going instantly to the trash. Spandam only searches CP. And so he's debating on which one to take, whether it's the 2K or the 6K body. Or sorry, the 2K counter or the 6K body. And it's a tough choice here because he's staring down an 8-cost Katakuri and the leader. Either one is very scary. So he'll ultimately switch over to the 2K counter Khalifa. Does a little bit of thinking. He'll swing 5, which gets him a Brule trigger. You gotta love it. The triggers are nutty. Alright, he's going to attach 1 Don to Blue No, and he probably plays another character here. I don't think he swings with Blue No. He needs to leave up at least 1 blocker. He's got at minimum 2 swings coming in, so he'll pay 5 for the Kaku. And Tristan assumed it was going to be the blocker, but I think Nick is right here in taking out the beige. If Tristan got another 8K Katakuri, puts it on life, that's just going to slow the game down even more. And then, as Nick even stated, that it's a higher swinging body already, so it's easier to swing into the leader. I think it's probably the right call here to kill beige. So he'll return those cards to the bottom of the deck and kill beige. Yep. And then he's got 3 Don up, so guess he'll pass turn. No cards to play off 3. Okay. So over to Tristan, who has 8-cost Katakuri on board, a Trigger Brule blocker, and 10 Don. What can he do with that? He's at 4 life versus Nick's unfortunate 1. Coming up here soon-ish, I believe we hit actually overtime procedures where they go turn 0, 1, 2, 3. So we'll see how this whole thing plays out. So Tristan is they're both doing some thinking, trying to figure out what they want to do, how they want to do it. Tristan's got the 8-cost on board, which is a very scary threat. And only 1 blocker, and the problem is if he swings with it, fine, but putting it in danger with only 1 blocker and 1 card in hand is very dangerous. Yep, and that's what Tristan is at this moment thinking and realizing is he swings, it's in danger, and with 1 card in hand and 1 blocker, which could easily be killed, that Katakuri could end up dying, which puts the life heal portion of his leader effect down. So what he's doing is he's playing the Kaya to draw 2 and then trash the 2 he just drew, so he can end up using leader effect again. He's going to then swing 14K, gaining another life, yep, which Nick will block, and then will get a Kumadori rested. And then I believe he passes turn, because I don't think he really wants to swing with the Katakuri. Well, there's some thinking. But if he puts it in danger, it could just lead to disaster. Okay. I wish I could do the little spread thing that Nick does with his cards. I'm uncoordinated enough. So I believe at this point, we actually have one of our locals, Zach, kind of backseating Nick right here. And I think Nick, Yep, I believe right here is where Nick calls this the coward's play with not swinging with the cat. Tristan at 5 life, Nick at 1. Oh no, this isn't looking good, but there is potential that he could do some plays here. Tristan has 0 cards in hand. Nick has 3 bodies on board, so he'll start open with a 5k swing, gets a 3k worlds trigger, which he doesn't use because it bottom decks only a 3 off trigger, which would bottom deck the Spandam, sure, but so he'll swing 6 with Kaku, gets another 3k worlds trigger, doesn't activate it again. Swing 6 with Kumadori. Now this is where Tristan, I think, is kind of bluffing him a little bit, debating whether he wants to block or not. Ultimately, I believe he takes here. That skillful fan of the graveyard. It's so nice looking. Meanwhile, I'm over here. If I tried that, I'd just throw my whole graveyard off the table. Tristan ultimately ends up blocking. Yep. So Nick has hit him twice and gotten the blocker off board, which I believe he plays the Rush Lucci here. I think he's thinking of leader ability here. Maybe the right play. He'll swing 6 with Spandam, which gets a Yamato off board or off life. He plays the Rush Lucci, and he's going to end up putting a Bluno and a Kaku at the bottom of the deck, and then swings 7 with it, getting another life. Tristan just went from 0 cards in hand and 5 life to 1 life and 4 cards in hand. Nick will pass turn over to him. And let's see. I believe this is where I actually come in and start telling him that we're getting close to overtime. Not quite overtime, but I believe they're at 30 minutes now. A lot of it is cut. So Tristan's going to 3K Worlds the Kaku. And probably another 3K World. We know he got 2 off life last turn. Yep. And he's got a lot of cards in hand. There's a world he swings that 8-cost Katakuri into a body as well, just to help clear that Rob Lucci's board, because that is some scary board. Looks like the other 3K Worlds is coming out here. Yep. 3K Worlds to Kumadori. And then going to swing 7 with the leader effect. Oh, nope. Never mind. He runs it back a bit. He's got 3 cards in hand. Yep, 3 cards in hand. Versus Nick's 5. So he'll swing 6 into the Spandam, guaranteeing that's gone, gaining another life. And I think he saves the 1-down up so he can swing 9 into the Rob Lucci, the character Rob Lucci. So that's definitely going to be Spandam dead. Yep, he does as I thought. Swings 9 into the Rob Lucci. Does he get the 2Ks out of hand from Nick, though? I think Nick needs a board, unfortunately, at this point. But the scary thing is if he can't finish, it's rough, because he's still got to hit him 3 times, barring any triggers. So Nick will give him a 2 and a 1, and then Tristan passes. So Nick has 1 life versus Tristan's 2. He's got a Rob Lucci character, the Rush character and his leader. So he's going to start out paying 4 for Air Door. Okay. I think he's probably looking for a Blue No, which we definitely just saw. Yep. Gets the 5-cost Blue No off the Air Door. And now, I think he sent his hand over so someone could see. Puts the 1 Don on the Blue No. So he's still got 5 Don to mess around with. Doing a little bit of thinking. He could swing into the... Oh, this is where we started the overtime. So right now, this is Nick's final turn, I believe. Or turn 0, I should say. So he's going to just open up with a 5K swing. See how Tristan reacts. Gets a 1K out. Going to attach 5 and then swing into Cat. Killing it. Okay. Passes turn. So now it is turn 1 for Tristan. Going up to 3 cards in hand, I can definitely see a Yamato on there. This is why I was saying that if Nick did bring Tristan down to 1, it would have been rough because then he just plays the Yamato, gets a 9K body on board, and back up to 2 life. And he could have swung with leader effect and gained a 3rd. Queen is just a very interesting leader. I played a little bit of Queen. I was okay at it. I would misplay here and there, but it was a deck to play. But that's what you get with these random leader wheels. Complete chaos. Someone will get something that they like, and others will not. Spoiler alert, I got a leader that I am going to enjoy on the next leader wheel. And I believe Zach actually gets a leader he enjoys on the next leader wheel. So we'll see how this all plays out. I'm excited. I enjoyed these tournaments. These tournaments are fun. They give us something to do, and it's just not the same 3 leaders. Now OPL 6 is out, and I know a lot of our locals is going to be switching up to 6 leaders. We will see how our local meta survives. I will be posting videos more regularly. Work has been also busy between the pre-release and work. It's been just chaos everywhere. So I'm starting to finally get a little caught up, but we shall see how fast I can get these edited and uploaded. I'm trying to put a little bit more work in my editing and before my voiceover. I want to get Phil and some other people in on this. Oh, sorry. Tristan plays the 9-drop Yamato. Doesn't gain a life off of it, but still is able to swing with the Queen effect to go back up to 3. So this is the turn that really determines it. If Tristan can't block out of any of these lives, or if Tristan can't block out of any of these attacks, it goes to his turn. He can go back up to 1, and then it starts going into overtime procedures. Which he will definitely end up losing because I believe the next one is high cards in deck, which with Queen cycling as many cards as Queen does, it's rough pickings on that end for him. So Nick needs to find the magic numbers to be swinging multiple times. Someone brought up, well, why don't you just multi-swing with the Lucci, because they kind of forgot how his ability works. And Nick's right here is about to start pointing out that he needs to kill something to get it. But he doesn't have any kill cards. It's unfortunate when you're playing black and you got no kill cards. So he's debating swinging 8, it looks like. Yep, he's pointing at the Kaya to say he needs to kill it to multi-swing, but he cannot. So he's going to swing 8 with leader. Now, if Tristan has 2 2Ks, it's just over right here. Yep, 2 2Ks. Unfortunate. Thanks for watching.